I got it. Everybody has to. Well, I'm going to say good afternoon because I'm here in the village of Bedulu on the island of Bali in Indonesia, and it's afternoon here. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for everybody who's coming to join this moving session today. This is my second time sharing with Sakyadita. The first time was in real life for the 14th Sakyadita that was in the area of Sleman, which is north of Yogyakarta on the island of Java. And most of the people who came were Indonesian, many Indonesian. So I spoke Indonesian half of the time. And today I will try to speak English most of the time. So the name of this session is Awakening InterArts, Movement, Architecture, and Environment. And we're going to share together today. But before we begin, I just wanted to say we're recording a little bit, but later we can make a decision together, keep recording or stop recording. And I don't have any plan for YouTube or any social media, but sometimes it's helpful to be able to see the recording or hear the recording again, just to kind of remember what it is that we shared together. So some of you may notice that there are two of me on the screen. One is me speaking. It has a little yellow box around it. And the other is me moving. That's this one. She's going to echo. Maybe I should say a little about myself first. It's always a good idea. And then I'd like to know who you are and where you are. So my name is Diane Butler. And yes, this says doctor before it. I was born and raised in the United States. I'm a dancer. I became Buddhist when I was 24. And now I'm a member of the Sangha of the world, not a specific Sangha. And I have been living in Indonesia for 20 years, where my partner, who passed away 2 years ago, and I, his name was Suprapto Suryadharma, shared art with many, many friends, especially in cultural sites of Indonesia, such as Candi Borobudur, which is the largest Buddhist monument in the world. And I hope that someday you may be able to come there. It's a beautiful place to be able to feel the sense of what is movement, architecture, and environment. Because Candi Borobudur is like a great path. And even though it looks like a square, or it looks like a stupa shape, but in fact, it has many different angles and different facings and layers, just like we do. Here in Bali, I live in a traditional compound of a Balinese family. And the architecture here also has connection with that quality of the body of the earth, the body of the temple or chandi or sacred site, the body of human being, and the body of dharma, you could say, like the path of life. So as a movement person, of course, that makes me very happy because it means that I don't have to just be still to possibly attain enlightenment. Hopefully, someday. But I can also perhaps waken myself, hopefully contribute something to the environment, and hopefully be in better dialogue with other people and sentient beings by moving. Because movement is the sign that we're alive. And maybe when you looked at the workshop description, you saw that I wrote it like that. Movement is actually the first sign that we are alive. When we're in the womb, it's our first speaking is moving. Our second speaking is with an object. And usually the first object we look for is the mother. We look for the milk when we're a baby. We first come out of the womb. And we look for it not with our hands, but actually with our lips. It's better to be honest, yeah. And then after that, we have movement in relationship to larger spaces and more objects and more beings. So I thought today I would just share a little bit possible way of experiencing that or exploring that or sensing that or being confused by that. But before we begin, I would like to know everyone's name and where you are. And then to say that I will share some ways of moving, ways of practicing together. And then we can have some discussion. But if you have a question along the way, or if something happens, Alicia already knows this. For example, my sound goes out, or a rainstorm comes and there's no signal. Please keep practicing anyway, in whatever way that you can, and sharing with each other with the theme of awakening InterArts, movement, architecture, and environment. So that way we can be self-sustaining, not relying on somebody else or the technology, but just go ahead and work with what we have. I do that all the time. And yes, that is a chicken crowing. Okay, how about if I invite each person as we go along the screen? And if I mispronounce your name, please pardon me. Lin Chu?
Yes, hello.
Hello, where
Hello.
are you?
I am in the Utrecht in the Netherlands, but my origin is actually Singapore. And I had been working in Hong Kong and Indonesia for quite some time. I'm from Chinese Indonesian origin. And we have a group there. Yeah, that's actually doing what we call well-being and self-care, which I had started in our little organization called Women's Institute for Women's Empowerment for quite some time now. And we still meet once in 2 weeks on Zoom now. Yes.
So you're in Netherlands now.
I'm now in the Netherlands and I can't get back.
And what time of the day is it there?
It's at 10 something. It started at 10, this workshop.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm looking very much forward to it.
Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm in Stockholm, and it's the same time as in the Netherlands. It's 10:15. I don't know if you want me to say anything else, or if that's enough, or
Maybe what do you do?
I'm a school nurse. I used to study dance actually, a Laban. So I was, but I'm a Buddhist since I was 23, and it was
Okay,
dancing really
thank you.
helped me. Thank you.
Elizabeth?
Yes,
Hello.
I have to apologize because I just finished work. We had a big fire. I'm at university. I finished my lectures and there was a big fire in chemistry laboratory. We have no lights in the whole wing of the building, but I am persevering. So that's why I cannot turn on the light. I'm in Tokyo.
What? In Tokyo?
Yes,
Okay.
in Tokyo. And that's why it went about 7 degrees at the moment. So the heater is behind me doing as a light and heating because it's about 5 degrees inside, outside without electricity.
Sorry.
So Diane,
jealous.
if you are in somewhere in Jakarta, then I kind of give me a little bit of heat. Speaking of me, quickly, I am a Zen Buddhist myself and for a very long time. And I'm also Ikebana teacher, so I'm looking forward to the dance of flowers.
Okay.
And hopefully learning from you, Diane, perhaps in 2025, I would be able to do the Ikebana workshop online. And Sophie, in Stockholm, yes, in Stockholm, I was doing exhibition in Stockholm, my Ikebana together with one of the wonderful Ichio teachers. So I do recommend that there is a very, very good Ikebana teacher in Stockholm. I love the country, love the people. Have a look at that.
Thank you.
She is, I can send you the private link to her.
Thank you very much.
So please don't be disturbed by the black and white. I really, I can only show you my face, but this is the only thing.
Where are you from originally?
I'm a sort of citizen of the world, born in Europe and nationalized Australian. I'm working in Tokyo.
Okay.
So
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Sister So-Young Kim. Sorry, I have to make you talk. My
I feel
friend,
sorry.
my one
Okay.
Buddhist friend.
Yes. My name is So-Young Kim. I'm in South Korea. And yes, glad to meet you.
And you came to Indonesia a few times and moved also
Yes.
with Pak Prapto in Solo and in Borobudur and also in Tejakula, North Bali with senior sister. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Evelyn Schenk.
Hi, I'm Evelyn from Germany, currently in Germany. I'm a practicing Tibetan Buddhism, but I'm also ordained as a lay member in the Order of Interbeing. I'm currently recovering from COVID, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be a very active participant, but I'm doing my very best. One of the things I often do is organizing the children's program in the EIB, that's the European Institute of Applied Buddhism, the Thich Nhat Hanh Center, the Plum Village Center in Germany. And so I'm trying to bring in a lot of different things we heard about bringing young people to the practice. And I was hoping from this workshop to get some more ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's fine to do things in small proportion. I'll talk about that. And please pardon if the children are screaming. It's part of the living environment. They're not my children, so I can't yell back. Chin Yam Kate.
Jingeri Jingeri from Bunjalung country in Australia. So you can see the map of Australia, and I'm living, as is the protocol, we acknowledge elders past, present and future. And this is country that has always been a place of learning, sharing and moving together. I'm really excited to be here with you. It's 7:22 p.m. in Australia. It's so nice for a conference not to be at 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'm really honored to meet you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you too. Neighbor. Hui Chan. Where are you?
Is it Hui Xian?
Yes, where are
Is
you?
it me you're calling? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here, Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia.
Ah, oh.
I have actually been honored. I attended the Sakyadita's international conference in Malaysia once. But I can't remember what year already. A number of years have passed, and the time I've missed the rest. I'm so sorry. I hope there's a YouTube video or what I can go back and learn from all of you. I'm honored to have met you all. I met Venerable Sumo. I think I forgot a few venerables I met in Malaysia. All very nice and respectable. So
Thank you.
now I'm
In
yeah, I wish to
in
know
where?
more. Yes.
In Kuala Lumpur?
Yes, Kuala Lumpur, yes, that time.
Bagus.
So
Tinggal di mana sekarang? Living
it was
where?
Kuala Lumpur, you say?
Yes.
I didn't get your question, sorry.
You live in Kuala Lumpur?
I live in Subang, yeah, Malaysia, Selangor.
Sumbang.
It's
Okay.
near, yeah, it's near Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm honored to have met you. Yeah.
Sama-sama.
Actually, I just started to gather people who has a good heart on WhatsApp group. So far, I'm trying to gather people to do more good.
Okay.
More compassionate deeds, but
Okay.
I might have a problem because some of my friends are Christian, some are neither or, and some are Buddhist, and so I have different levels at the same time. So I don't know how to integrate Buddhism straight direct to them, because some might just run away thinking that everything is Buddhism.
Okay.
Maybe you can advise.
I'll try to bring that
yes
into our time. because I love
Yes, can. If you
intercultural and
yes,
interreligious
me too.
dialogue through the art
Yeah.
practice.
Okay, good.
Terima
Thank you very
kasih.
much.
Thank you.
Terima kasih. Ah, you're good, doctor. Thank you.
Pasti.
Sama-sama. We say same. Sama-sama.
Sangwon Huang.
Hi, Dr. Diane Butler. Actually, this session was introduced by the Reverend Soyoung Kim. She's my senior minister of Won Buddhism. I'm located in South Korea now. And as you see my background, there is a Korean palace over there. And see my nephew, my cousin, carrying the bag. And I'm very interested in your session, Dr. Diane. And I hope to see you in person maybe in 2 years later.
Someday. Thank you. Alicia, can you turn your camera on for a moment so people can see your face? Hello, Alicia.
Hello.
Everybody say thank you, Alicia. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you are in Atlanta, Georgia,
I am.
and it's very early morning.
Yes, it's 4:30 in the morning now.
Okay. Thank you.
Happy to be with you.
Venerable Karma Lekshe, I can see your face. It says iPhone.
Oh, yes, it is. My internet went out. Aloha, I'm in Waialua, Hawaii, and living in the country off the grid. So there's there's only solar and it's pretty low, but very happy to be with you.
Thank you. I'll try not to cry.
Oh, so sweet. Come visit one day.
Someday. Thank you. And then there's Susan Benson also. Can
Yes.
you say hello, Susan Benson?
Yes, good evening. I have low bandwidth at the moment, so I'm preserving on
Okay.
my video. I'm in Sydney, Australia. I'm an educator, counselor, and have spent many years studying Tibetan Buddhism, and that is the path I continue to study, both in
Thank you.
practice and dance. Thank you. And lovely to meet
Neighbor
everyone.
Also.
Thank you.
So I just want to ask, is it okay, or is there anybody feels not okay? Please don't be shy. If we continue to record this, but I have no intention of placing it on YouTube or something like that. It's okay for you?
Can I ask, this is Susan speaking, can I ask?
Yes.
You mentioned that, I'm sorry if it breaks up, please let
Okay.
me know. You said the recording would be available to participants so we can review it, is that correct?
I think I would like it like that, that if somebody would like to hear a thing again or contemplate something again, and also Sakyadita can have it as part of their archive, because maybe someday they will also need to make some kind of proof that these things happened.
So
Yeah,
would
it's
we,
okay.
how would you contact, because we've joined this workshop now, does that automatically mean we would receive the
I would
recording?
ask our dear friend Alicia,
Okay,
who
thank
is
you.
the producer friend,
Yes.
to just keep an eye on the names of all the people that registered,
Thank you.
like that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
before the end of this session, if you would just type your email address in a chat to me, I will forward that along.
Okay. And I will do
thank
that too, if I can figure out how to have two more hands, like Tara.
I have your email address. I have yours. We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you type my email address into the chat box? That would
Yeah,
be
so
very
we
nice.
know. Yeah, that'd be nice.
So just for the moment, I'm going to shift, but also it's hard for me to keep time because there's no clock on my screen. And I can't really feel how long we've been meeting already and how much longer we have.
We have 1 hour left.
That's very good.
Haha. That's good.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask everybody to please try to find 3 objects that you can hold. The best is if it's a rock, a stone, about the size of the palm. But if it's not, you could actually hold a small pot, for example. You could hold your eyeglass case. You could hold a face mask. Something that has a kind of a shape to it that, better not a face mask actually. Something that has shape to it that's more or less solid. It could be a fruit even. And I'm going to share with you a way to practice in a small space first, like for people who are sitting in a square room, or for people who are in a spot where you don't have very much elbow room, or for a monastic where part of your vow is that the body should have kind of simplicity to it. Because some streams of Buddhism and also of other faiths, Christianity, Islam, not Hindu. Hindus love to move. But some streams of faith groups feel that the body should have a kind of a boundary or a kind of a soft limitation. And that's part of the path, which is really okay. In fact, I, as a dancer, learned how to swim between the two. When I felt I needed to really come to more stillness, and when I felt I really, really need to move something, because it's more honest for me to really move it than it would for me to hold it. So the 3 objects that you have, I can't really do this. Let's see. The 3 objects you have, I'm going to go like this now. food. There could be sitting already moving a bike. Itu kelas ibu tidurnya. Sitting already food. So you can feel the placing and how that changes things. Because we're constantly doing that, actually. Constantly picking things up and putting them down. You could do it along with me. I'm going to shift my microphone to this and turn off the other one. Let's do the 3 stones first.
Diane.
Hello.
Okay, there we can hear you. Yeah.
I was trying to tell the children that I'm having a program. Maybe I'll just go and get their father. Maybe you're okay with children screaming. So please take the 3 objects and just work with placing and moving. Like I placed the hand phone on my leg. You can take a ballpoint and just place it on the table. That's right. And sometimes the placing can be above, not just in front. Or it can be behind you or next to you. I know Alicia's going to tell me to move back a little bit so that you can see my head. Or I should shift the screen. Hold on.
Or yeah, tilt the screen or move
Tilting the screen. That's right. There we go. Okay. I'm going to watch you on the screen at the same time as I'm working. But please pardon me for a moment. I need to step out for one moment. Okay. So as we go on, it's good if I can see your hands as you work. Uh-huh. That's right. Wanalit, there are 17 ibu-ibu di sini, and mereka bisa dengar setiap hal ada orang bicara di sini. I said there's 17 women here and they can hear every time someone talks. Please find your backspace, not just in front. Because usually Buddhist has quality of sitting more in the core. But now I'd like to ask you to please find also what is your spiral. And the way you find your spiral is by placing. When you change the placement, it will change your movement. That's right. That's right. Yes. It also changes your way of seeing. You can look down because you're placing something down. You can look smaller space because you're placing something on top of something. Or open the space because you are reaching. Go on. That's right. I can feel my angle from the lifting and the changing. It's good to do that because the human body actually has a lot more curve and spiral in it than we let it have. As a modern human in the square. But before, when our body had a function of more, maybe farmer function, mother function, fisher person function, we had different kinds of movement for survival. That's beautiful. Okay, slowly for a moment. So next I'm going to ask if you have a branch or a flower you can use, like I have like this. I know this seems kind of funny. It's like tasting the spaghetti and then tasting the sauce and then tasting the meatball. But it's the only way I can do this right now on the screen, it seems. So the spaghetti, the foundation of the stone. And then, oh, that's beautiful, those beautiful branches. Okay. And please don't be afraid to move away from the screen. Like I can actually look away from the screen. I don't always have to face the screen. It's okay. Okay. So the idea of the branch is our body, besides having point and line or sense of, you could feel kind of solid, even though we know as Buddhists it's not completely solid. Besides that quality of the architecture, how we actually create the space by our posture. You could say the kind of stupa of our body. We also have limbs. So the branch has two possibilities like that. It has quality of umbrella, but it also can have quality of something growing or blossoming. And of course, it can have quality of something like tail, or beauty. Like ornamentation. Same like our body when we in different practices, we might move the hand or shape or make mudra. Those are ways of the branches. The branches can have a quality of, that's right, can have a quality of gesture that gives beauty. But you know, also sometimes the gnarly, the not so straight, can have quality of beauty also, because we receive it. Or, yeah, not always smiling. Please work with the branch or the leaf or the flower for just 5 minutes, just to explore what that quality of the branch is. And same like before, it can have different levels. And also it can have different quality of space, because they are extension. The members are extension. Our arms, yes, and that's right, and our fingers are extension of our being. I'm going to keep working sitting down because most of you are working sitting down. But if someone likes to stand, it's okay. And please remember, it doesn't always have to be even, because most plants, now we get into ecology, I would say every living creature, living entity, there's not one of them that's completely 100% even or homologous is the word in the movement world. So when we think to ourselves, oh, I need to find my center, please remember, it's always changing. It's always changing, adapting. It's never one center. So that means that anything in this life is always moving, adapting, and changing. It's never just one center. That's very good. Please find more how you can go away from the frame, not always facing the frame. Even if you're sitting in the chair, you can still maybe perhaps turn around for a moment so you face and see other aspects of the space where you are. Really see where you are. And really feel where your seat is, where you are, or where the sole, yes, that's beautiful, where the sole of your feet are. And then a little bit of breathing, because the branches are good for breathing. That is so beautiful. I know I sound like one of those encouraging types, but it is beautiful. Very good. This is a really good Zoom group. I'm very impressed. Please find the small and the larger, the measurement. Oh. You can feel the plantness of yourself. That's the quality of the interdependence by moving with the branch. Okay. Slowly, slowly. Thank you. So now I'd just like to know how many people have a cloth. It can be a small cloth. Yes? Oh, oh. I cannot believe this Zoom group is so fantastic. I'm truly, truly amazed. Okay, so I have a rather big one. Sorry. I don't know. I love this cloth. Okay, so if you have a small, I'm going to try to work in the screen with just a small piece first of this big cloth, like that. So the cloth, hold on, I'm going to shift. I'll move there and mute there. Hello. You can hear me again? Yes? Okay. So the cloth is what will give you a sense of fluidity. but also it can give you a sense of, you could say, the landscape or the screen or the skyscape. So what I mean, I'm going to try to work with a small one here, just on this screen. So the landscape the skyscraper, of course. I mean, it's so nice. There's so many traditions of over the head. It's like a roof quality, but it's a little different. Cloth is a little different than the tree. Cloth has more quality of clothing or closing. Clothing, like this is a clothing. I clothe myself. Or closing. And opening. And then screen, especially because we're on the screen now, but you know, the screen. So that's more like behind, what's happening behind in the back, the unseen thing. I bet you all the psychotherapists on this Zoom are thinking, the screen. There's a lot of metaphor, of course, and movement. But the beautiful thing about movement and the body is the fact. The fact of the body, the fact of the movement, the fact of the architecture or the shaping, and the fact of the environment. Something larger, broader, or surrounding. So now we'll just work a little bit with the claw, maybe about 5 minutes also, like I just did. So again, I'm going to turn up this one and turn on the sound of that one so I can move. I'm going to try sitting first. Please take your time. The nice thing about the cloth is it can give a feeling of safety. It can also give a quality of slow or, like I said, opening and closing or clothing. Please notice how you move while you move the cloth. Just notice how moving the cloth is different from moving the stones or different from moving the branches. That's very good. Mm. Oh, that's beautiful. Good. Please remember that the space has different facings, not always front. It's okay to look to the back or the other side, or to go out and in of the frame, so you don't feel flat. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Slowly, slowly. So we're so lucky my signal is still working. I don't know why. It's a blessing. Okay. Alicia, how much time do we still have? So I can do the next segment.
25 minutes.
Lovely. Okay. So I would like to work with 3 people that would move with me and everybody else just observing. So when you move with me, your camera is on, if it can be. If it's not, it's okay. And for people who are just watching, please turn the camera off for a moment. Just for 5 minutes. So I'm going to do, oh, I see 5. Oh, let's do 5 people. How many people are here? 14. 14 including me. 12, 11. Hold on. 14, 13, 12, 11. 3, 4. Let's say 4 people moving with me. Okay. It can be, may I just name you? It's easier. Okay. Sister So Young Kim, Chen Yan, Kate, Evelyn, and someone Huang. And then everybody else, if you can just camera off. And Alicia, can you tell me when it's 4 minutes plus?
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Will do.
Okay. So our practice is how to be in the screen together without having to look. And you can feel working with all of your elements, with your cloth, with your stone, placing and moving the stone, or feeling the branch. As you like. It could be that you just put the cloth on the ground and you don't work with it at all. That's okay. You have your choice now of either finding more of the solid with the stone, finding the breathing of the space and your branches, or finding the sense of closing and opening or clothing your movement with the cloth. I might sound a little bit, and I'll move with you also. So on the screen with me is So Young Kim, Kate, Evelyn, someone, Huang, and Lin Chu is okay. Stay, please stay. Please start the 5 minutes, Alicia. Thank you.
Okay.
Slowly, slowly. Please find your mission. Thank you. Let's do 5 more people again. That's nice. Let's see.
And that is your time.
Okay. How about Jihad? Oh, already. Sunny. Elizabeth, did you go before? No. No, not yet. Evelyn already went? I'm so confused who went and who didn't go.
Went where?
Okay,
Because I had a power problem.
Whoever didn't move before, please move now.
Okay.
That seems to be the best. Okay. And then I'd just like to ask the other people, when you're off the camera, please, you should feel free to make a prayer sound softly. What I mean by softly is like whisper prayer. I'll give you an example. About that level. Because if 5 people are making whispering, praying, there will be some kind of sound. So please turn your microphones on, but turn the camera off. Okay. Who am I moving with? Turn the camera on. I'm moving with nobody.
Yeah.
Okay. Richan. Who else is moving with me? Sunny, you. Anybody else moving with me?
Up to them.
Oh,
One more.
yes. One more. One more.
Sunny.
Sunny.
Mm.
Anybody wants to move again with me? Camera on. There we go. Okay. Okay. Please, 5 minutes again.
Yeah.
This time we have our friends making the sound with us. The whispering prayer. All your different kinds of prayer. Even one, you can make one up. Because prayer is more about the intention than it is about the word. Isn't it? Okay. Slowly, slowly.
5 minutes.
Slowly, slowly. Okay. Thank you, Alicia. Let's take a pause for a moment. I need to plug something in that's running out of battery. Hold on. It's so funny. Here, this is where I am. You can see I'm in a traditional Balinese household. This is more like a family space. But it's called a long ballet. And some friends know that I have been helping a professor here translate encyclopedia of traditional Balinese architecture. So it's good you can see a little bit what I mean. Because the space itself also, yeah, it's a body of architecture. It's a body of architecture in relationship to the land. This gate goes to the main shrine area, and this family has a large shrine area because their father was the chief of the village of Badulu, where I live. So that's the highest part of the land, and then it keeps going down, 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 following the path, but not a straight path. That goes all the way down to the lowest part of the land. So these are also stepped, like terrace, same like Borobudur has quality of stepped or terraced. It's very, what's that word? In the archipelago, there's a lot of architecture like this. But also in Mexico, it's interesting in parts of South America. Terraced architecture, like levels. No, it seems very metaphoric, but it's very, very true. Okay, I'm going to turn this off now. Sorry. So, Alicia, now how much time do I have for a conversation?
5 minutes.
Okay.
And we want to get only one of your microphones on.
Okay. Oh, I think I turned off this one. So we only have 5 minutes, which is not very much time for chatting. But I thought maybe if somebody has a very brief question, I can try to answer with like 3 words each of the brief questions. And then if somebody needs to go, excuse me, someone needs to go longer, I want to ask Alicia. I can stay on longer.
Run over a few minutes.
If we stop recording and people want to speak longer, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Diane, I have a question.
Yes.
You were talking about the architecture and you asked us to bring some stones.
Yes.
I could see a lot of stones in your surrounding. Is there a particular image of the stone or meaning of the stones? Why? I know what the stone mean in Japanese Zen gardens.
Yes.
But what about the spiritual or religious significance of stones in in your culture,
Southeast
in the
Asia,
culture you are
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Okay, because this Bali is Bali Hindu, and I'm Buddhist. That's a good question. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'll try in about 13 words. So, Bali Hinduism, like most of the Nusantara archipelago and also Malaysia, because before it was all one big family, before politics split things up. Yes, it's a very earth-based architecture. And there's a quality of, as I've said in another Zoom, human nature God. Like it's one word. Not human nature God, but manusia alam Tuhan. So it has a quality that, especially in Bali Hinduism, that this visceral body comes from the elements of the earth in a very scientific kind of way, the way they describe the beginning of phenomena, like in Buddhism does, about the compiling of the elements becoming coarse body, and then later dissolving into ether and becoming ancestor in the wind. So the stone, especially in Bali, is very quality of rooting and also friendliness with the solid earth, along with friendliness with the water, friendliness with the air, friendliness with the fire, friendliness with the wind. Because you need to make friends with the elements so that human beings can live in harmony with the elements, not that the elements live in harmony with human beings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juka. Okay, another question. I love these questions because it always makes me say things that I never imagined I would say. Please. It's okay to speak slowly because I'm accustomed to being with people who are not English speaking. Or a comment, something you saw, something made you happy or sad. Maybe I can say. It's very beautiful to see people moving on the screen and feeling of interdependence, but also individual in all the different qualities and ways of being in the body. And I hope that when you feel something, the limitation, especially in the pandemic, the limitation of mobility, that sometimes when you just pick something up, you can remember it's a chance to feel your body again. Because the body is a wonderful gift. And it's the vessel we have to work with. I hope we can move together in real time and space someday. Alicia, do you have a question?
Dr. Butler, I do. It's Susan Benson.
Hi, Susan.
Hello. And yes, I agree. The beauty of seeing the movement of people on screen. So thank you very much. I wonder if you could say in a few words how your practice, this part of it, how much these sorts of practices that you've shared today have supported your continuing growth and study of Buddhism.
Okay. I felt actually that in my movement practice, since I was a young girl, there are a lot of things that were shared by my teachers and mentors that were really jewels about how to be in the world in a healthy and awake way. And with all of my particularities. And also the dance is a practice that always starts from neutral. You try your best to find a kind of neutrality and then develop your movement. A good teacher does that. A kind of resting, but has a quality of position. It's not just anything. So it has structure and it has no structure, both.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Buddhist later, I learned, there are words for that in Buddhism. In Buddhist teaching, there's words for that. But also because I live in Bali and I work with many Bali Hindu people. And also I went to the university here at Udayana. It's where I received my PhD in cultural studies. I'm the first foreign person who did that. I realize there are many teachings, and thank you, in Hinduism, especially Bali Hinduism, that were the basis of Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
But often as Buddhists, we don't have exposure to that, as though Hinduism has nothing to do with Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Or some of the indigenous cultures, pre-Hindu also, and the influence of that. So that's been very, very helpful to me and very enlightening, especially about the body and movement. And
thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciated your response.
How we set up our space has a big impact on our way of being in the world, or what kinds of spaces we find ourselves in. So sometimes if you find yourself in a space that feels too restricted, yeah, you just open the window a little bit. Or if it feels just too naked, too exposed, yeah, you just take a cloth and you wrap it for a moment and you can feel okay in the open space. Those are the kinds of things we can learn from listening to the body. And then how to offer. How we can carry things and place things with a quality of offering. Not just taking, but giving or offering.
I think we have time.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this very much, and all your words too. Just a small question, because you are in Indonesia. Do you work within the Islamic culture groups? Islamic groups? Because that's what we did, and also. Yeah.
Actually, I was going to invite a friend who's Javanese Islamic and sings beautiful Buddhist chanting like Because here, especially in the arts, it's very fuzzy. So I've danced often. Actually, I danced at Borobudur with a Christian and Islamic dancer
Yeah.
to Javanese praying, singing, which some people associate with Islam, but it's not. It's actually Kejawen, indigenous. And here, actually, I found that art is really the bridge, and architecture also, between all the different faith groups here. In a way I didn't find in any other country that I've worked with. And I've worked in maybe 18 different countries. There's a kind of fluidity to it here. Of course, they have problems here of extremism like anybody in Buddhism itself also. I've had Buddhist people say to me, oh, you can't do that. Don't move like that. You can't dance there. You know, so
I think that's
actually, I have a friend who's interfaith specialist, and he said usually the hardest challenges is within one faith group, not between different faith groups. How are Buddhists with other Buddhists? That's the big challenge. How are you with your sisters and brothers and your own family?
The inside and outside.
Yeah.
That has to go together always.
Yeah.
I hope
Another before we finish, because I can tell that Alicia probably needs to go to sleep before she wakes up for breakfast.
I think they're going to need this Zoom room for another session.
Okay.
So
Okay.
wrap up. Yeah.
Maybe can each person please just say thank you in your mother tongue? Maybe we can go around.
Yeah. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
감사합니다.
Ah. Another.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you. Dankeschön.
Kamsia.
Ah, yeah. Merci.
Merci.
And one like this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy as much as you can. But if you're sad, that's okay too. Thank you very,
Yeah.
very much. Thank you, Sakyadita.
Thank you.
And thank you, Alicia. And
Thank you,
thank you
Doctor.
all.
Thank you, Doctor.
And one reminder, if you want a copy of this recording, I don't know how they're going to send it, but please just private chat me in the chat.
Okay.
I'll keep that open for just another moment before I close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Diane, good to see you again.
You too, sister. Thank you so much. I feel like you're here.
Me too. I hope.
Okay. Anyone
Thank
else?
you, Alicia.
Thank you. If anyone else is typing their email, let me know.
Actually, Alicia, if you can send me a copy of the chat, that would be very helpful.
Sure.
Sometime, not right away.
we'll do it today.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll see everybody again tomorrow. I'm going to join to hear some of the other talks also. Yes, my email. I think, can you put it in there?
Can I just copy it? Maybe I write
Yes.
it down.
It's my full name.
Dr. Diane.
Oh, God. No, no, no.
I put it there in the chat for you.
Although my mother would love that.
Diane, D-I-A, missing. Diane Carol.
Butler.
Carol.
Yeah.
Diane Carol, where is it? Missing already.
There you go.
I don't get
you.
it.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
Diane
I'm still
Carol
recording, so
Butler.
now I'm going to be very embarrassed.
Yeah, the message now is really dear.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have everyone then.
Okay.
All right.
And recording? Recording
Just
stop.
a quick question.